This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. I'm joined over Zoom by Brandon Buckingham. Brandon, I think the last time I saw you actually was in Las Vegas at the AVN Awards back in January. Oh, it's a while ago. How you been?
I've been good. It was great to see you at the adult film convention. What a pleasant surprise to see Fred Talks Fighting there. How
Yeah,
was that? How did that go? Did you get any interviews there?
yeah, I did Adam 22, Lennon the Plug, Sky Bree, Johnny Sins, and a few others. But that Sky Bree, oh, and Mike Malak as well. But that Sky Bree interview, it's done over 500,000 views. It's one of the highest viewed interviews on the channel.
Oh wow.
The Mike one did very well as well. It's just good connections to have throughout the whole social media industry. Brandon, the reason I got you on today is you've been trending quite a lot in the last 48 hours, quite heavily related to Sneako. What's been going on, Brandon? You've been rather busy almost.
Nothing new's been going on. It's just now KSI and Moist Critical are calling him out for ducking me, which he obviously is ducking me, and he's shrugging it off by saying like, "Oh, but there's a lawsuit open," which is complete bullshit. Because before he was served his papers, he was just saying that I was clout chasing. Now he's saying because there's a defamation suit against false sexual assault allegations that now he can't fight me. It really makes no sense. He's just picking an excuse. So I think he's scared, and I don't think he's going to accept the fight.
So has a contract been sent from Misfits with you signing it onto him to make the fight happen then? Or
Oh yeah,
what?
there's
Why suddenly is KSI suddenly tweeting stop ducking? What was the reason behind that? And they actually had Misfits
Nico,
actually sent him a contract.
Nico won't sign the contract.
Also, yeah, then the contract has been sent then.
He's afraid he won't sign the contract. And it's funny because you saw me box.
Hmm.
Now that you've seen me box, you know I'm not that good at boxing at all. Like I'm beyond amateur. So I don't get what he's so afraid of. I mean, he could go out there and knock me out.
I
I'm
guess
not dying to get back into the ring. This is just because we have bad blood. I don't even like boxing, and I'm not very good at it. So I don't really understand his fear. Like if it was Salt Poppy or someone like that, I'd understand being like, I'm good. But I think he's just a coward, and he wants to pick on people like Moist Critical, who's 7 inches smaller and 40 pounds lighter, and he wants to pick on D'Angelo Wallace, who's like a little 5'7", unathletic guy, challenging women out to a fight. He's just a coward.
I remember all through Texas Fight Week when I was interviewing you, you were saying maybe it might be off camera, Fred. I'm actually not the biggest fan of boxing. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I don't particularly enjoy it. But then you go out, you stop Ice in the first round stoppage. So you couldn't have really had a better performance. But all through that fight week, you were calling out Sneako. So I guess it's been brewing for some time. And you were saying to me that you didn't want to fight anyone, just wanted to fight guys you didn't actually like. Ice you didn't have a problem with. But from now on, if you were to box again, it has to be against people you don't like. That's why I guess Sneako's so perfect.
Yeah, I mean, boxing isn't fun to me. I don't like the training, and I don't want to just do it for sport. I'd like to do it legally to fight someone that I don't like at this point.
Hmm. So you
So,
don't think the Sneako fight happens at all or whatsoever?
if I was a betting man, I would bet that it wouldn't happen because he's a professional ducker. But we'll see. Time will tell.
And is he right in saying the lawsuit's getting in the way between the contract, or is that just an excuse?
It's an excuse. What would a false sexual assault defamation lawsuit have to do with us getting in the ring? There's no stipulation regarding that whatsoever. I think it would be pretty easy to get the case dismissed if he was just admit that he made up fake allegations.
And why would he make up fake allegations against you? What was the reason behind that? Where did this dislike you come from him?
So in my opinion, he's well, not even in my opinion. In his own words, he has PTSD from watching his girlfriend get railed. Shout out to my homegirl Maria. So I made a comment saying like, because we had hung out in New York, and after we had our little spat, I made a comment saying, next time I'm in New York, I'll run a train on your girlfriend like she asked us to last time I was in town, right? Like there's clear consent in the conversation. It was me taking a dig at him, like think about like how rappers do, like, oh, I fucked your bitch or whatever, that kind of a thing. Sorry for the bad language. I know YouTube's monetization policies are insane right now,
They
but
are the same. I'll bleep it anyway. It don't matter.
so yeah, I'll try not to cuss again. So he essentially took me calling him a cuck and saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna give your girlfriend what she wants and bang her." He took that and flipped it into saying I word for word threatened to sexually assault girlfriend. Like in his own words, he said on my public Instagram story, it's my grandpa. Hi, grandpa. I said word for word, I'm going to rape your girlfriend. I didn't
Hmm.
say that. I mean, so
Hmm.
that's just it's pretty clear cut. If you look up like the defamation, or in Maryland, the defamation law like specifically points to false sexual assault allegations. So I had a lawyer contact me, and I was just like, yeah, sure, whatever, we'll file a thing.
And when someone says that about you and your brand, it affects you. Obviously, you kind of put your PR, you getting brand deals, so it will kind of heavily affect you. So I guess the lawsuit is fair enough. But then again, if Sneako was to fight you, you'd drop the lawsuit. Is that correct?
I don't know the legality of that, but I mean, it's everything's up for negotiation. I think that there's a lot of credence in legitimacy to my lawsuit. So yeah, we'll have to see about that. But for instance, if we got off the horn here, Fred, and I went on my stream and said, I talked to Fred Talks Fighting, he's a piece of shit, and I'm going around and I'm telling other creators. I mean, I'm sure you'd feel some type of way about it. He told Steezy Kane and Gideon, and that's obviously going to hurt the business.
Of course, it's common sense. It will hurt the business. I mean, it's like when someone says put something out there which isn't true. I guess it affects you mentally. It affects what people might think about you. So, for example, if you have met someone and they've heard that, they might have a different opinion than you, even though they haven't met you. So, I guess it is very unfair. But moving on to a more positive topic, Sam Hyde. Haven't seen him in a while. How's Sam doing?
I think Sam's doing great. They got World Peace 2 on the way. He had an Adult Swim show in 2016 that was canceled. It's coming back. They've got it privately funded, and he's killing it in the streaming game. Him and Nick Rochefort, they stream on Sam and Nick's Perfect Clips every week. So check them out if you don't already check them out. They have the best streams in the game. But yeah, Sam's thriving. I think
Do you
everyone's
think
doing pretty good.
Do you think I'll ever meet Sam Hyde again? I've only met him I saw him all through the KSI fight week, and then of course with your fight last time. But do you think I'll ever see Sam again? Will he ever be involved in the influencer boxing? Like oh, he helped you as a coach, example, he fought before. Do you think I'll ever meet Sam Hyde again, or do you think we'll never meet again, me and Sam?
We'll see who if someone else steps up to train under Sam, you'll probably see him again in a fight. I know he's down to coach someone else, so if there's someone that wants the Candyman's coaching assistance, I'm sure you'll see him again. And if I have a fight with anyone else, I'm sure Sam. There's a chance Sam could be involved as well.
Okay, that's nice. That's reassuring. Reassuring to know. I always
So
find
how
that
did you feel? Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question,
yeah.
Fred. How did you feel to see your video? Our interview, our last interview we did was shouted out by Moist Critical. That was cool, right?
Oh, that's pretty cool. I've seen Moist Critical a bunch of times on like TikTok or on YouTube, but I've never actually like proper looked into his channel or looked into his other content he's put out. But he's got 12 million subs, and the interviews shot up by a few thousand views as well. So I was like, blimey, that's quite cool. I do find it crazy how many people do watch, or just random people you never thought would watch an interview. Do you kind of get around to them? I find it very odd sometimes.
Yeah, the internet makes the world feel like a small place, doesn't it?
Mm. Like before I was involved in the scene, I always saw like the internet and the YouTube scene, the UK scene, the American scene. It's huge, massive. But like when you kind of get involved in it, you realize it's quite a tight knit community. Have you noticed that as well? That everyone kind of knows each other, so you don't really want to get a bad rep. You get what I mean?
Yeah, you definitely don't want people going around saying, "Hey, this guy threatened to rape my girlfriend."
No, you don't want that at all.
No, you don't. I mean, that shit is crazy. That's crazy. But like I said, I'm not afraid to talk about the legal situation. Um, I would sign the contract, or we could get the fight signed today. The lawsuit is just an excuse; it has nothing to do with getting in the way of the fight. What that the lawsuit is about what was said 6 months ago, right? So fighting or talking about anything else beyond that's not going to affect the lawsuit.
Okay. In the contract, did the fight have a date in mind? Was it like 6 months time, 3 months time? What Misfit show was he going to take part on?
I don't know. I need some time though, Fred. I have not trained at all. I have not been training at all. So last time I did a good workout was in November.
Oh wow. Okay, well.
Yeah, bro, I slipped a disc in my back right after the fight. I like got home and got in my bed and just rolled over in bed and felt something pop in my neck, and I couldn't lift my arms for like 2 weeks. It was pretty messed up. And then I went to Hawaii and Japan and just got back. So I'm in full blown bitch mode.
What were you
I'm a
doing in
week.
Hawaii and Japan? Are you just filming out there content or what?
Yeah,
What were
filming
you filming?
content. I did like videos just exploring Hawaii. Went to the Big Island. I got to see a volcano. Got to go to a homeless encampment out there that was really interesting. There's Hawaii's cost of living is extremely expensive, so there's people that work. There's a community of people that half of them work full time just to provide food for the homeless shelter. They live in like a tent encampment. I did a video there. It was really interesting. I went to the Hood in Hawaii, and right after I left, they got shot up with a drive-by, which was pretty messed up. We got some good content out there.
There's a hood in Hawaii.
Yeah, there is a Hood in Hawaii.
Wow,
Shout
I
out to
didn't know
Camp
that.
4. Camp 4 housing projects.
Blimey, I didn't know that. But for your, I know you used to be a teacher, so I guess it's quite interesting when you watch your videos because they're more kind of educational purpose videos. How do you kind of plan your schedule? And do you aim to do a video a month, a video every 2 weeks? How do you kind of organize things for yourself?
Definitely if I get past the 2 week point, I'm really messing up. But I currently work completely alone. I don't have any like full-time editors or camera guys, so it can be a lot of my plate at times. But I'd like to get a video out every week to 2 weeks. As far as the schedule, I need to work on probably being better, being more professional. I'm doing getting my tax situation set up. It's a disaster. Have you paid taxes yet, Fred?
I'm paying them this year, yes, in the UK.
It's a
It is
nightmare,
a
man.
nightmare, yeah. I've got an accountant, so she can help me with it, but
I went ahead and did the great idea of not keeping any receipts,
oh,
traveling internationally and pulling out money from the ATM and buying things for my business with cash internationally. That's always really good when it comes to tax season. So yeah, as far as my schedule routine, it is really messed up right now. I need to get back into a better routine. But I'd say at the minimum, I upload twice a month and upload to my Patreon and extended cuts because everything I do like long, several hour long extended cuts too, so they can see like the raw footage. I know you talked about doing a behind the scenes of Fred Talks Fighting, kind of like
oh, you
that.
saw that, yeah. I would like to do that because I was like, do you know the Nelk Boys?
Yeah.
Do you remember way back they used to put a series on called The Shithole and like a 10-part series. The Jesse from Nelk would do all the behind the scenes stuff, like how the clothes get made, the day in the life, what he gets up to. And now our channel's been turned into Sunday as a new brand. But I'd like to do like a 5-part series of behind the scenes of what actually goes on. Because what people see is just me talking to you now on Zoom, and that's it. Where really there's so much other stuff goes on behind the scenes, just I guess sorting out tax or money or booking flights, or when you're at the airport, you might miss your flight. Or I remember when I was going to Saudi Arabia for Jake Paul's last fight, Turkish Airlines closed the gate an hour and a half early. So I stay over in the airport another 14 hours. So there's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people just don't know about. Like all the journeys, the traveling, the organizing stuff, talking to brands, designing clothes, designing websites. I'm doing a rebrand, so I'm getting new banners, new logos. There's so much stuff that goes on that people just don't realize. And I think what I would find, it doesn't about a lot of people, but I would find rather interesting. So I think if I did like a 5 or a 3-part series, what goes on, it probably like help people like relate to the channel more and become more interested, I guess.
Yeah, because I always say to people like the content itself is only like 10% of it. Like 90% of it is like the planning, the traveling, the editing. Like what you actually see on the on-screen time is very short comparatively.
Yeah, like this part, talking to now is the easy part. The hard part is getting the right title, thumbnail, uploading the right time, making sure the connection's good, organizing a time if you're in the US. So that's all the more tricky part, or reaching out to someone. Sometimes they might not reply or they might not turn up. Now everyone turns up. It's really cool. But back in the day, people might forget. But no, now it definitely is easier, but it is more tricky at the same time because you kind of start level things up in the business because it is a business at the end of the day. So I guess it is easier now because you've got the good contacts, but it is more tricky because you want to start leveling up and kind of navigating the business and moving upwards, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember this. You told me that you wanted to have 100K by May.
Yeah, May 10th, my birthday. And right now we're at 74K. So I don't know if we're going to make it or not. Be close. Be close.
Yeah, you're really close. How long have you been doing YouTube for, Fred?
September 2020. So when I was 16, I started.
Okay, you started 3 months after I started.
Oh, wow, really?
I started July 2020.
And how long did it take you to get to 100K from that?
I posted a video every single Thursday without missing a single week for 82 weeks until I hit 100K.
So 82 videos.
Yep. But then again, mine
Yours is a very long. My ones are quite quick. Cut the start, cut the end. It's quite an easy edit. But your ones are very well put together. But my ones are just conversations with other people over Zoom or in person, I guess. Mine are a lot more simple to make than yours.
Yeah. It's just different. It's just different styles. Like you post like more raw, individualized interviews, while I try to like make fucking 20 interviews into 10 minutes. You might be doing it right. You might be doing it better than me, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's always all different ways you can do it.
You're just gonna find. I guess you're gonna find a niche. I'm quite lucky now. I found all the influencer interviews. I guess that is my niche. But Brandon, hopefully I'll see you again in person at some point. Are you gonna go to any of the US American Misfits events coming up? Do you reckon?
Um,
As a fan?
I don't know. We'll see. If I do, I'll probably be trying to make an episode out of it.
It's
Like
worth
so.
it.
So like for instance, like what you do. I know you have to get off, but you would go and you'd film 20 interviews at the event and post them in individual videos. Well, like
Yes.
I did. I went to the London one and I did like all my interviews and put them in one video. And it really didn't do very good. But I think if I did go to a Misfits thing, I would do a similar type of a thing. Do a bunch of interviews, cut them up into one like 40-minute thing. But last one didn't do that good. So and I don't and like I said, I don't love boxing, so I don't know. We'll see. But I do love KSI, Mams Taylor, Keemstar, Misfits, Happy Punch. They're doing big stuff. I'll be if I'm not there in person, I'll definitely be watching it from
Certainly, I
home.
do put on a great show. Yeah, the last Miss event, I aim to do about 60 videos posted in a fight week. I'll get to never 60. I think last one did about 58 videos. So I do about 60. That's a good week. That's a hard working week.
Jesus.
You've got to, I guess, you got to work hard because you earn about 80% of your income on the fight week. The rest is like the ticking over period, still posting content. That's when I'll start like doing more business stuff, like doing stuff for brands or merchandising sponsors. That's when I want to start like leveling things up. But I do appreciate you coming on, Brandon. Hopefully we'll do another one of these in a few months. But apart from any misfits or boxing, what else you got coming up for yourself in the next few weeks? What do you got on the radar?
Oh me, I'm always doing some bullshit. I just want to say, Fred, you're a young lad. I am. I know you're gonna hit 100. I know you're gonna hit 100K, but I'm excited to see how old you are when you hit a million. Because I think with your work ethic and everything and the system you have set up, it's kind of inevitable, right?
I don't know.
I
I'm
believe in you.
18. I'm 18 right now. I don't know. I'll be like 100.
No, I'm gonna say like 21.
21. That'd be pretty cool, to be fair. That'd be badass.
Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate your time, Fred, and yeah, keep doing your thing, man.
Awesome. That means a lot. Thank you so much, Brandon. Thank you.
All right. Bye, Fred.